What's going on, YouTube? This is Racer Red, the one and only. So have you ever pulled up to a fuel station, filled up with gas, and then when you left, your car started running like garbage? It's probably because of the ethanol content. There's a lot to talk about when you're discussing ethanol, because there are so many negative effects from ethanol that you have to begin to wonder why they would even sell it, why they would add it to the fuel. One of the most obvious ones is the pinging that you get, especially if you put it in a high performance engine. Ethanol burns too quickly, so you get engine ping and premature detonation, which will damage your motor, especially if you have an older vehicle. Ethanol also attracts water. It absorbs 50 times more water than regular gasoline. So that is also a big one, because then you're talking about corrosion that's caused by water in your fuel system, in your gas tank. Water is obviously not a good thing to have in your vehicle. And with only a few tablespoons per gallon of gasoline that includes ethanol, the ethanol will separate and cause even more issues related to alcohol, and will damage your engine. So another bad thing about ethanol is it doesn't have the shelf life that regular gasoline does. It will go bad after 90 to 100 days in the pump. And that's in the pump. Once it's in your vehicle, that shortens considerably. They consider ethanol gasoline bad after just a couple weeks of sitting inside your vehicle without being used. So 2 to 3 weeks within filling up your vehicle, if you don't use your ethanol gasoline, then it's no good. And this is pretty surprising, considering that from 2005 to 2009, the taxpayers subsidized $17 billion to the use of ethanol. And the US government mandates that the refineries put so many billions of gallons of ethanol in their fuel, or else they will pay fines if they don't meet a certain quota. With older vehicles that have sealed or lined fuel tanks, ethanol is a solvent, and it dries up rubber pieces and hoses, especially in older vehicles that aren't made for it. So people who build old vehicles, old classic vehicles, avoid ethanol like the plague, because it will take out your engine liner and start deteriorating it. So I'm curious why the government would do something like this. I'm not going to get into the political implications of it, but I know Greenpeace has abandoned the support of ethanol because of its negative environmental impact. Because there were several studies done that showed ethanol is actually worse for the environment than gasoline. For one, the pesticides that run off the cornfields that create ethanol create toxic water issues. And then the fertilizer creates nitrous oxide that is far more potent and dangerous than CO2 is. And so, and I know a lot of people say that CO2 is dangerous, but that's a whole nother argument in itself, because CO2 is plant food. Plants thrive and love CO2. So it's not a man-made thing where we're just creating some entity that was not already here in the first place. CO2 is eaten by plants, and if we have more CO2 in the atmosphere, plant life will become more lush. And so there you have it. Greenpeace has actually backtracked and taken their support away from ethanol, which is pretty respectable, actually. Usually when an organization has an opinion like that, usually it becomes a topic of pride, and they will not change their opinion on it. So good on them. So what are your guys' opinion on ethanol? I'd like to hear a little bit about it. There's quite a bit of information out there if you look for it, but I'd definitely like to hear the different opinions. A big supportive subject of ethanol would be the lack of fossil fuels. And the more research I do on that, I find that we're never going to run out of fossil fuels, especially by the time we come up with a alternative, which ethanol is not even close to an alternative. So anyways, guys, like, comment, subscribe. I'd like to hear your guys' opinions on it, and I'll catch you next time. It's Racer Red, and I'm out. Hey guys, I would just like to thank Ryan for being the first ever subscriber to support and represent Double R by putting a sticker on his car. I'll show you right here. Oh yeah, it looks so check. And just a reminder to you guys, if you guys would like a sticker, just email me at this email right here, and I will send you one if you give me your address. Thanks. Have a wonderful day.